Hi, welcome to my backyard in sunny Hollywood, Florida. And this is America's Most Desperate Landscapes new project. You aren't desperate. My backyard's desperate. It's not only desperate, it's suicidal. And it needs resuscitation ASAP, so get your paddles out. Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah. I work for one of the largest airlines in the world, but there's no place I'd rather be than home. I live here with my 2 rescue cats, and very soon my mother will be spending much more time with me. I believe my yard is a diamond in the rough, but it needs your help. Now, I'm going to take you on a tour of my yard, but I warn you, don't look away. It may be shocking, but we need your help. To start, I'm going to show you my front porch. This is my French doors, and it leads down to these steps. Now these steps are disintegrating. Quite literally, they're falling apart. It's wood. Wood doesn't do well in tropical climates. Also, if there's any condensations, I fall down the steps. Now, I bounce pretty well, but it's getting harder and harder. Also, my mother, who will be coming to stay with me very soon, and here's a picture of her. She couldn't be with us today. She'll be turning 84 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mom! There's no way she could make it down these steps. She's a little wibbly and wobbly. She couldn't make it down these steps at all to enjoy the backyard. One of my dreams is to put a huge deck out back here, and also have maybe a outside kitchen of sorts, and security lighting. Now if you come down to the platform here, again, the wood is rotting. Wood doesn't do well in Florida. And one of these times when I fall down, I'm going to go right through it. We come to the plank, walk the plank, and here you see a bunch of rocks. Now the people that lived here, they were kind of Zen Buddhist people, and they thought this was a nice effect. It's just rocks. If you come up further in, now we're in the pergola here. I love this pergola, but again, it's made of wood, and it's beginning to fall apart. This needs help. It's surrounded by a bougainvillea. Now, the bougainvillea is pretty dirty, and it's also engulfing, and I'm afraid it's going to take over my house. I just cleaned these leaves up last week, and again, they're all falling down. And whenever I want to try to trim it back, I feel like Snow White in the forest. It catches on my clothes. I practically have to wear a hazmat suit just to trim it back. Now, the patio here does need, or the concrete patio, it does need to be resealed. There's a lot of mildew and algae that's growing on it. My only furniture here to speak of is this little chair. I would like a little bit better furniture to entertain. If you come this way, again we can see wood doesn't hold up here. No, this is not a backyard that I'm showcasing for a Halloween Fright Night. We'll come this way. My poor little angel, she lost her head. This is one of our walkways, and it looks like an ancient ruin, not the look I'm going for. This yard is very, very large. It has over 50 palm trees that really need to be culled out, and other trees that need to be culled out. If you come this way, this is the west side of the house. Now, you can see here the fence. All along the fence needs repair and resuscitation. I don't know exactly what it needs to have done to it, if it has to be sealed, but I do know quite a few of the planks need replacing, and it's very important in Florida for security. Oops. That's a temperature sensor or water sensor. I do have a drip irrigation system. Unfortunately, I did have a lawn service come, and he chopped up all the hoses to the lawn, the drip irrigation. Now the drip irrigation doesn't drip anymore. It makes like a fountain like at the Bellagio in Vegas. It doesn't water very well anymore. If you come this way, like I said, there's very many plants here. I have a banana plant. It gave me bananas a couple years ago, but unfortunately this fire plant that's grown into a huge monster eclipses it. This is a very nice bush, but it needs to be trimmed back. It attracts a lot of butterflies and hummingbirds. If you come down this way, we have some more fruit trees. But the thing is it is eclipsing some palm trees. This is a cabriola tree, and this is a mango tree. And this is some of the best mangoes you'll ever put in your mouth. Unfortunately, if you come this way, and watch for the spiders, you can see the trees are leaning in on the fence, and there is mold and mildew on the fence, and some of these boards have come loose. It really needs repair. You can see some of the star fruit. Now, I'm going to make a shameless bribe. After you and your crew get done making my place into a beautiful new backyard, you can enjoy stone crab, which just came in season, and cold beers down at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville in Hollywood Beach. Nothing better. So, just remember, that's the treat. Now, as we pass through this backyard, it's very lumpy and bumpy. And again, all it does grow is exotic Florida weeds. If you look this way, and I'll show you even better, in the back here is a lagoon of gravel. And it comes from the patio all the way back. The people were Zen or Buddhists or something to that nature, and they made a walkway with a bunch of gravel to Buddha. You can't see Buddha right now. My mother came to visit me and she shoved him under some bushes. But he's in there. If you come this way with me, we're about to go into the jungle. Well, I like to say the jungle. Kind of reminds me of a song. Okay, not going to see any lions, but we might see some possums or raccoons or my kitties. My jungle needs trimming big time. This canopy tree is overtaking the yard, and you'll see in just a moment. Also, there's a bunch of trees that just have no purpose being here, as you can see over here. It's just somebody planted an avocado seed, and it grows like that. I would love to have that removed. Now watch out for the spiders. I think those are the most dangerous things back here. Whew. So here we are under the canopy. As you can see, the branches are falling down, and in fact, this old lady is pretty tired and she lost one of her arms. The fence, again, has a lot of rot and mildew and needs replacing. There's a lot of foliage that needs to just be gotten rid of and cleaned out. The canopy is also compromising the palm trees. So far they're hanging in. Also, all this dead wood attracts a lot of termites. So it's very important to get rid of these old dead wood. Again, as I mentioned, the gravel lagoon, here is where it ends. Now you can't see too much of it, but it's a little bit better. It serves no purpose except to be gravel. Now, my yard is very large, and it could accommodate some sort of a pool. I would like a little lap pool with jacuzzi for exercise and to entertain my friends. My kitties wouldn't find much use for it. If we come this way, out of the jungle, we're moving into the west side of my home. Oops, watch your head. Please get caught. All right, so here we are on the west side of my home. I'm sorry, I hit the cameraman in the face. This fence is in a little bit better condition, but still, you can see there's a ton of palm trees. If you pan this way, we can't even get into the furthest corner of my yard because of all the foliage. That I'd be scared to walk into. My neighbor does have what they call a junk tree here in Florida, and it's leaning against my fence and compromising it. Again, if Hurricane Matthew had come through, this fence would be down. Now I do have it on good. I talked to my neighbor, and he did tell me he would like to get rid of that tree. He'd like to cut it down completely. So there'd be no problem with cutting those branches completely off. But it is compromising my palm trees. As you can see, some of them are even broken. If we come this way, I was getting ready for Hurricane Matthew, and this is my container to pick up debris and put it out front. And we've come all the way around to the haunted house area. These are pots that I put in one area for when Hurricane Matthew is coming, the plants. I would like to have my plants permanent and not in pots. It's too much work. I want to make my life here easy as well. We come down this way again. We have the ancient Mayan walkway, I'll call it, into the west. This is the west side of my home. And again, more gravel, more weeds. This is a beautiful bleeding heart palm, but it's also with a lot of weeds. This is very hard to navigate, and it leads out to the front. Oh, I was saying I'd like to have an outside cooking area. This is my outside kitchen. I do the best I can. Also, I have a shed falling apart. Now, it's being held closed with my recycle container. Otherwise, the doors are falling off the hinges, as you can see. But I really do like it. It needs repair desperately. If you come along here, this is my front gate. As you can see, it's like a little old man on its last hinges, and it's not able to close at all. I used to be able to lift it and wiggle it into the bolt in, but now it's not possible. So I hold it closed with another receptacle on the other side. I would love to get rid of this gravel all the way to the front, all the way to the driveway. It's a little hard to navigate, and it's also very dirty. As you can see, we still have the shutters up. They're good shutters, but they're quite intensive, and my good friend had to come and help me. 5 hours to put them up. We come around this way. As you can see, it's a little hazardous here, so be careful. Again to the river rats. And this concludes my tour of my beautiful backyard that needs help. Now I have one more shameless card to play. You'll excuse me for just a moment. I am best friends with Jason. Well, not really. I met him at the home design show with my good friend Jennifer. We actually went there specifically to meet him. And he told me if I could wait to reapply, which I am. But he was very sweet and he took a lot of time, so I really appreciated him talking to me. Hey, Jason. So, I really do appreciate your time, and I hope that you consider my home and my family for this renovation. Thank you.